I'm really tired. You know, I just did my Tour de France. More seriously, you will understand a bit later. Pierre will tell you why I decided to come not in a concept car, but by bike, and a special bike made by Decathlon. And you will understand a bit more later. So thanks for joining us here. You are here in the ADN, the DNA. This is the heart of Citroën. This is where all our products, our new concept cars, the future of Citroën is written, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you in this special occasion here in the heart of Citroën. And we are here, of course, to speak about the brand. Where does Citroën stand today? And in all fairness, we are ready to rumble. We are offensive, and we want to write a big future for the brand Citroën. If you look at this, why are we confident? First of all, because we renewed the full lineup. We have the chance in the last 2 years to have renewed the whole lineup. Great cars, great design, great consistency along the range, and this is super important, and we already see the first effects of those elements. If I have a look now with a new C3, it all started with a new C3, and this car is doing very well. This year, in Europe, we will sell more than 200,000 cars. It's very positive. The car is moving up in terms of segment share. We are number 4 in the segment, and we are even number 2 in the BEV segment with 20% segment share. And we want to expand it further. We've just launched what we call the urban range, the most accessible EC3 we've ever done, 213 kilometers range, accessible at less than 20,000 euro in all Europe, and even less than 15,000 euro in France. So great product that has been also completed with the launch of C3 Across that started in May. This year we will do 70,000 cars, very positive development. It's a B SUV, the only one available up to where we can have up to 7 seats, 7 persons inside. And also here we're expanding our BEV offensive by adding 400 kilometer range to our model lineup. Those are not the only cars that we have renewed. We launched also a very strong refresh of the C4. And the C4, you know, new design, great comfort, great value for money. This is like French wine. The more the car is aging, the better it's becoming. And this year, we are having a record segment share, and we are top 3 in Europe with this car. And last but not least, many of you have tested the car, the new C5 Across, our brand new SUV for the first time available at hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and full electric up to 680 kilometers range. We are very happy. We have improved everything on the car, and this car is finalist of Car of the Year. So great products, this is important, but what is even more important is to reconnect. Reconnect with you, of course, reconnect with our customers, with our dealers. We know that we had some challenges. We have to be fair. We had the PureTech, we had Takata, not a Citroën topic, but anyway, we have to address those elements, and we are doing it step by step, day by day, and with all the support of our network. If I look at PureTech, we have now 10 years of warranty. If I think of Takata, in France and in Europe, the C3, we have recalled more than 90% in France, 80% of the customers in Europe. We have put 40,000 demo cars on the road in Europe to ensure customer mobility when they come to our dealers and they change the airbag. So we are step by step addressing this topic, and we move forward because we don't want to let one single car not updated in Europe. We have the chance to do this with a strong network. We have close to more than 1,800 dealers in all Europe. We have agents, and this is important to get proximity. And last but not least, in December, in Citroën brand, we have launched a new customer experience department headed by Anne Fenninger, who is directly reported to me because quality matters. This is not the only commitment we've taken. You know that since the beginning of the year, we have put 8 years warranty in our markets, in our cars, in passenger cars, but also LCVs. This is very important. This is a clear proof of reconnection, a clear proof of quality, and we want to communicate. It's not known enough, That's why we have a new advertising for this. Let's have a look.
And we're back for the 2034 presidential debate. On the left-hand side of the stage, former President Henry Vail. Centre stage, former Minister of Culture Erica Sands. And on the right, social media sensation and author of the book Woof is a Way of Life, Mr. Doodlesworth.
Don't freak out. In 8 years, your Citroën will still be under warranty. Citroën We Care warranty, all models are covered up.
So we might have been a bit influenced by the politics in France, and we know it's a bit hectic in France, but we still believe that giving 8 years of warranty is a strong message for the future and for our brand. And this is not the only challenge that we've taken. You know that this year is a special year for us, 60 years of motorsport. That's why we believed it was the perfect timing to enter a new adventure. We won Paris-Dakar, we won WRC. We are entering now in Formula E, and we are very glad because the first race this weekend in Sao Paulo, we are already on the podium. First race, first podium, and I believe this is the Citroën we want to see again. A winning car, a winning brand, a winning car on the weekend, and this is what drives us forward. So if you think about what is driving us forward, it's all started with a brand. Why brand is so important? You know this example, but it's very important. Of course, the people that are working for Starbucks, they will tell you that their coffee is wonderful, no doubt about it. But if you look at the brand, at the markup, at the quality, all starts with a brand. And what is very important is that we have the chance to have a very strong brand. 106 years of heritage, of DNA, of iconic brand, close to the people, creative and innovative for a better life. And you see some of the iconic models that we did in the past behind me. We are, of course, French spirit, since 1919. This is still in our roots. This is still very important. But we have to adapt. We have to adapt because customers are changing. You see the son and the dad, they have some similarities. They might not have exactly the same expectations, but they all see the brand in the same way. When they think of Citroën, they see a brand that is human, close to them, family-oriented. Of course, comfort is on our DNA, innovation, but also affordable, close to them. And that's why we have sharpened our positioning, and I'm very glad to share it with you now. It's all starting with a promise. Life is better in a Citroën. This has been our journey in the last 106 years. Life is better in a Citroën, and you need values for this. And we put 3 values that are all starting with a C, like our name. The first one is caring, absolutely important. Then you have clever, and finally, in French, but understandable by everybody, creative. And this can only work if you have 2 important foundations. The first one is being accessible, and the second one is reliable. Let's have a look in a brand movie, in a brand film, all those elements put together. Movie.
It all started in 1919, when André Citroën voiced a revolutionary hypothesis. Wouldn't life be better if all Europeans had the freedom to move? From that question, a legacy was born. First came the Type A, Europe's first ever mass-produced car, followed by the groundbreaking traction avant technology that changed the way cars were built forever. Then the iconic 2CV put a nation back on the move after World War II. But Citroën was never just about cars. It was about creating possibility, so that mobility can belong to everyone. Families, artisans, and now even teenagers. Came the DS, elegant, radical, aerodynamic, the car of presidents, followed by the Mahari and the iconic Type H. Citroën conquered the toughest stages, from rally and Dakar victories to today's new frontier, the electrified circuits of Formula E. Today, we stay true to our roots. We make life better, and it comes alive through 3 values. Créative, iconic silhouettes, innovative concepts, and bold design. Clever, power of choice, from ICE to hybrid to electric. Bi-Pros, 4Pros, and easy tech for all. Caring, unmatched comfort and peace of mind. In just the last 2 years, we've renewed our entire range. We put more into our cars than anyone expects. More space, more comfort, more imagination, more choice. More for less. We've always bet on French quality and French craftsmanship, even today. Since the beginning, creativity has been our DNA. A Citroën is never just a car. It has the power to transform lives. So here's to 100 years of making life better. And this is still only the beginning. Life feels better in a Citroën since 1919.
So life feels better in a Citroën. Let me give you a couple of examples about what I mean about our 3 Cs. The first one is caring. Of course, you will find the comfort, the advanced comfort that we have in our cars, but it's not the only thing. The 8 years warranty, already talk about it. But there's one interesting concept to understand the positioning of our cars and the positioning against competition. It's what I call more for less. So basically, you see in a very simple graph behind me, you will find on the x-axis the price, because it's very relevant for customers. And on the other dimension, you will find not the length, but the roominess. Why roominess? Because this is very important to customers. It's the room you have inside the car, the space that is given to the driver, to the occupants, and also to the luggages. And if you put our cars in this matrix with those 2 dimensions, for every segment, you can look at the C5, at the C3, at the C3 Aircross, the C4, you will find always the same pattern. We start at a more attractive price, a more aggressive price than our competitors, and at the same time, we offer more volume, we offer more space. We also offer more comfort, and now we offer more warranty. This is our commitment to our customers. Of course, by doing this, there are things that we won't do. We won't be the fastest one to accelerate from 0 to 100. We may not be not the most fancy ones with screens everywhere, but we believe that this really matters to our customers. Clever is also important. This is in our DNA, to offer easy technology for everybody and not just for a few. And there's something also that is very important for Citroën, is what we call the power of choice. Power of choice is extremely important in Europe. Let me tell you one example. You choose all our cars, the cars that we have renewed, and then the customers can choose the energy. You can get a hybrid, or you can get electric. But we are not forcing people that they want a C3 to buy it only electric. They have a choice. Why is it important? Because Europe is not one reality. If you look at Europe, you have Croatia, or Spain, or Italy, or Poland, all markets where electricity is, yes, ramping up, but still less than 10%, and sometimes even lower than 5%. At the opposite, if you are in Norway, 95% of the people want electric cars. That's why power of choice is a true answer to Citroën, to a Europe that is not one. That's why we have to answer to many different needs. Power of choice, it's also the choice to drive cars from 14 with the AMI, 2 people, up to 9 people. Power of choice is the capability to have offers for passenger cars, but also LCVs, and even leisure time if you want. The last C is creative, and here you have our DNA, you have our examples, and Pierre will show you the latest example of creativity later. But there's one example that I want to raise, is the AMI. The Citroën AMI, we reinvented micromobility in Europe, affordable, electric, accessible from 14, even sometimes without driving license, and it's a great success. We have sold more than 80,000 cars in all Europe. You see it behind me as a dark side edition. And dark side, it's a very interesting concept. We all know Star Wars and the dark side of the life, and that's why now it's time to enter our new chapter. It's not the return of a Jedi today, but this is the return of MPV. We are very successful. We had great cars like the Xara Picasso, and we believe it's time to bring also this category again to the future. And today we are delighted to show you that small can be the new big. To discover ELO. ELO is the perfect brand manifesto that is coming with caring, clever, and of course creative all together. Let's discover ELO.
that was a surprise. Now I will explain to you ELO. Welcome again in the Dome. You know, this is a place where we had so many incredible presentations, and it's great that we managed to do that with you here. I mean, first of all, I think you all know our brand really well, and I'm trying to click on the next image, but help me out, please, to go on. No. You all know Citroën really well, and Citroën has always created incredible interior spaces along its history. But Citroën has always created incredible lifestyles. I mean, of course, we can think about the 2CV, but also AMI, in the crowded industry that we have today, AMI, we managed to create a new lifestyle. All the studies show us as well that people want their car as a third place to live because they want freedom, but they also want privacy. So the brief of the project was very simple. We wanted to revolutionize the interior in a very small platform. And so we started with a C3, 4 meters, and we actually made a car here that is 4.1 meters long, so very, very compact. And we recreated a completely new interior space that I will explain to you afterwards. But when we started this project, we were very inspired. We've always been inspired by a brand that is called Decathlon, and we have them here today. It's a brand that we love because they innovate not through expensive technology, but with great ideas, and we are very familiar to their values. So from the beginning, we put our designers together. We came up with so many ideas. We learned a lot as well on how they work and their customer values, the way they put their customers really in the center of the project. And so we came up with this concept car. So why is it called ELO? Well, we wanted to make sure that we talk about 3 pillars: rest, play, and work. And ELO is coming from the second letter of those 3 pillars. And it's really important when you make a concept car, not to try to do everything, otherwise you end up with a bad production car, but this is what we wanted to express. So it's very much of an interior space, and here I will demonstrate that at the car with the help of my friend Patrick. You've seen the car already moving with the doors opened, but first I will start with the package because I think it's very important. If you have the freedom of not having a big engine, no hood, then of course you want to push at least the driver forward, and what we did here is that we pushed the driver forward, but we put the driver in the center. Of course you'll tell me, yes, but if you're in the center, you don't have a good visibility towards the outside. No, because we lower the bedline as much as possible, and we guarantee the visibility that you would have today in a regular position of a C3 Aircross. Now, you will discover this later on as well, but we have an incredible user experience that is the continuation of what we're doing on the C3 today. So it's a reflection of a screen on the lower part of the glass in front of the car. Now, it's a 4-seater, but it's a 6-seater as well. And you know, these rear seats that we pulled from under the rear seat, it's a very simple technology, something that we use today in our LCV, so nothing fancy. We push it forward. The kids want to drive next to mama or papa when they go to vacation. It's super easy. And in the back, what we wanted to do is to have 3 seats of the size of you could compare it with the width of a C5 Aircross that we just replaced. 3 adult seats in the back, so the car is a bit wider, but offers this incredible space in between the front and the rear passengers. And that's something really unique. Now, let's go to the 3 pillars that we wanted to demonstrate. And Patrick, help me out again. Thank you. So, the working pillar. And again, think of, I don't know how it works for you guys, but our employees on Monday and on Friday work from home. We have people living in south of France or anywhere in France. Well, you could take this car, go put it anywhere. You have electricity, you have air. I will explain it to you why we have air afterwards. But we have this seat that you can rotate 90 degrees or 180 degrees, of course for better ingress, egress, but as well to work in that situation. And you see that beautiful image, and you can project yourself in such a situation that is just fantastic. That very simple system of a tablet tubular is something that you can plug in every seat in the back as well. Now we can close the doors, Patrick. I'll explain the next pillar, that is play. And here you can totally imagine what we've done with Decathlon. I mean, first of all, we have developed an application together with Decathlon to be able to plan your trip and make sure that you don't forget anything, that you plan every activity that you want to do during the trip or along the trip. And this is something that will give you all the freedom of the world to do everything you want with this car in any environment. And the third pillar is rest. Rest, and I'll show you my favorite part of it. Not that I want to sleep now, but I think it's great. And there as well, we use the very, very clever innovations from our friends at Decathlon. We have these inflatable mattresses in the trunk. We won't do the demonstration here, but basically you remove them from the trunk, you inflate them, just a little bit of air, makes them rigid enough but comfortable enough to place on top of the rear seats. And for two people who love each other very much, you can sleep in the back. And I will show you the next picture that you can totally picture yourself sleeping in the back of this car. Patrick is going to help me afterwards to open the roof. And by the way, we have a front and a rear roof. They're manual because we're Citroën and we don't want everything electric. We believe very much into analog solutions as well. So the rear part of the car, you can open it up. Also there, incredible materials from Decathlon. That's the materials that they use for their tents, for example. That makes it completely dark and completely waterproof. Go ahead, Patrick. And maybe we have someone who can come and lay down in the back of the car to make a perfect demonstration. Here it is. And then if you close the door, in the back, you can imagine yourself sleeping in your car, the little roof opened up, you see the stars, you see one of your favorite movies projected on that little screen that you can roll down, and that's the third pillar that we wanted to demonstrate with this car. Now, let's talk a little bit about exterior design, and I will start with the proportions. First of all, I think what is super important in that what we're always trying to do with our Citroën is that a silhouette has to be unique. A silhouette has to express exactly what I explained in the interior package. And this is why you have, of course, the windshield pushed forward, because the driver is forward. We suggest a lot of room all the way for the second row. And we have a car that is also very much lightweight. See how low the belt line is. We want our cars to be lightweight, not just for the sake of it, but we want the passenger inside to have a great visibility towards the outside. Now, in the front face, you see that this is a new expression of our identity that we have presented with the C3 Aircross. The logo becomes even bigger. The headlights take all the room in the front, but as well in the back, and we continued with the Citroën light wings that we still have here. That is great. It's a great solution because they give us a lot of width, and it's aerodynamics very efficient. And then I have my team here that can go through all the great ideas that we have in the interior, in the exterior of this car, but the crash beam is something that I really love. Today, you hit your car, you scratch your bumpers. Why don't we show the material that we actually have in our bumpers? We make a hole in our bumpers and we show that material. That material is very lightweight. It resists very much. It's super cheap. It's recycled and it's recyclable. So very easily you could actually replace that material. And you see that, and again, it's nothing fancy. It's something that we have in our cars. It's something that we use in other products and products at Decathlon as well. So many great stories. We hope that you will love it, of course. The team is there. We can answer to all of your questions. But first of all, I will show you a great movie that my friend Fede has done with the marketing and that will demonstrate the car one more time.
that.
Okay, we are super happy and excited, of course, to show you that the return of MPV is absolutely not boring. You know, everybody thought that MPV would be dead because, okay, now they have SUV and people that have sport utility vehicle, they look cooler, fresher, younger, and whatever. And I'm very glad that Citroën is also shaping the habits and coming with new trends. This car has a lot of potential. We are happy to take your questions afterwards. But for us, like I said at the beginning, the perfect manifesto of whole life can feel better with Citroën. So thanks for attending. Thanks for your time. Leslie, Pierre, join me on stage to give the next steps. The people that are on streaming, unfortunately, will have to finish our session now because we will interact physically with a nice guest that we have here. It's important, but thank you for attending. Thank you for your time. And Leslie, what's up now?